Hi, I'm Bill McLaughlin, Editor-in-Chief of Furniture Today. My guest this morning is Bob Maricich, CEO of International Market Centers. Bob, welcome to another Vegas market.
Great to be here, Bill. I don't think anybody can complain about the heat. It's hot, but it's hot everywhere.
It's true.
So,
isn't it funny? The whole rest of the country caught up to Vegas.
Caught up, So it's great being here. Great seeing the energy.
So we're kind of coming out of COVID. It's still in there a little bit, but what's your sense of where we are with kind of the catching up with markets?
I would say directionally we're 75-80% there. There's still concern around COVID with some people. There's still concern around, can I leave my store? I've got employee issues. And there's a concern about inventory, that there's a glut of inventory in some businesses, and so they're saying, why should I come to market? And so my sense is it's 75-80%, and that's back to pre-COVID. I think we'll exceed last summer.
Great. Now you've been on both the manufacturing side and the market side, so you have a sense of how inventory issues work their way through and how that kind of plays out. What's your sense of, if we're going to look out 6 months or so, what's your sense of where we're at and how things are going to balance out over the next 6 months?
I think there's two sides to that coin. The one side is I really believe that over the next 6 months, inventory issues will be largely eliminated. Maybe there's more promotions, but the inventory is going to blow through the system. I think ocean freight and freight in general is going to come down in cost. Might not come down all the way, but it'll come down to a more manageable level. So that's the good news. I think the challenge is the consumer clearly has taken time off. And some felt it. We saw it mid-February. A lot didn't feel it until 60, 90 days ago. I think with the Fed raising rates, inflation, and some of that inflation is very sticky, I think we're in for probably a tough 6 months of business.
So I want to look at the market environment, because right before COVID you launched Juniper, and so we've seen from the consumer side, the internet plays a bigger role. You're obviously playing in that space. Can you give us an update on how Juniper is going and how the physical market is working together with the digital virtual market, and where you see that headed?
Where I see it headed is an omni-channel solution for buyers. And that's physical markets, that's digital markets, and the digital market could be the seller's own website along with a third party, hopefully Juniper, and reps. I mean, that's effectively where buyers go to buy. And I think the digital element can help the reps. I think it can make them more effective and efficient. Physical markets, and we've just conducted a massive survey. Buyers view physical markets as being critically important to their efforts today and 3 years from today. The physical touch and feel element isn't going away. So it's a combination of those three things. And we've got high conviction that it is digital plus physical, and can we help the buyer be more efficient in that whole process, including reorders and intelligence.
It's an interesting thing. At the beginning of the pandemic, we all switched right from meeting in person to Zoom, and I know there was speculation. Well, this is the future. We're all going to interact virtually, and yet I think in some ways that's actually pushed people to want to be in front of each other more. What I've seen, at least on our side, is there's almost a snapback effect. It's like, I'm tired of Zoom. I want to see people face to face. Are you seeing that on your side as well?
Yeah, without a doubt. When you ask people what's their biggest problem with doing commerce over Zoom or digitally, they'll say far and away the inability to look, touch, and feel, as well as discover new vendors. They want an idea, where can I go to for the best producer of this? And digital can help inform that. But the physical side of it, it just occupies a space that's important for buyers.
Well, sounds like we have a little bit of tough sledding for the next couple of months, but structurally I think things seem to be improving. Would you?
Yeah, I think they're improving on the fulfillment side, which is good for consumers. It's good for retailers. We can't control the economy, and I think, you may interview 10 people and everybody has a different view for 2023. But we'll see in January, and we'll see how that works out.
Well, we'll circle back with you in January to see where we are. Thanks for taking the time. And thanks for joining us.